well was when I saw that cardigan in TK Maxx, I really had this vision. And when because it falls so nice and straight, you know, down the body, and I just thought that would be an amazing shoot. And the initial vision that I had in my mind for the shoot, when I looked and tried it, it didn't really work quite right. It just didn't look quite right. And then when I sat down and moved around, and I think this is what I want to say, that's the key thing, is moving around. You have this initial vision, but that's your starting point. You must let it evolve and don't stop until you feel like it's come to like a head, you know. And actually, I think I could have carried on today. I could have carried on all day, you know, shooting that, and all in different spots around the villa, like I said. And in the right situation with a photographer who's feeling it as well, you know, perhaps we would have got even more great shots. But what I'm saying is, you start with this bit of a vision, and then it's like when you start cooking, right? And you've got all these leftover ingredients in the fridge, and you cut up an onion and you stuff it in, and then you think, oh yeah, I'll put that in, and I'll put that in, and it just evolves and it flows and it rolls, and you end up with fantastic shots, but not necessarily what you thought would be, if you see what I mean. The initial vision is a starting point, and then you just flow. You flow with it, and you just trust that initial, you know, intuitively I knew that this colour and the shape of this and everything was going to be amazing. That jumper was going to be amazing. But I didn't know the colour of the villa then. You can't plan it all, yeah? So you have a little bit of information, a little part of the puzzle, and then you just trust, you know. And I mean, I also think that something like this would work amazingly in the studio with a good colour backdrop as well. Yeah, there's a lot of things I want to try. I want to try a shoot of me. I think that dancing, I really love dancing, and I'd love to do a shoot with me just dancing around, because I think you would get some amazing positions, you know. And again, that's something I've wanted to do for about 2 years now, and it hasn't quite happened yet. But in the studio, just dancing, and that's the thing, is when the model is completely relaxed and feeling confident and feeling good about the way that they look, that's when it starts to come alive. And there's a lot of boxes that need to be ticked, really, in order for that to happen. You've got to be really getting along with the person that is shooting you, or feeling a certain level of trust there, you know, and you've got to feel good about the way that you look, of course. So there's lots of different aspects that make a good shoot when you're shooting a model, and what they're wearing is one small part of all of that. And I come back to Timmy and Chris, because with Timmy and Chris, they were just having so much fun, and I was having so much fun, and so it really kind of flowed in the way that I'm talking about with them. And that a lot of that was because there was a trust, a mutual thing in common, that we all just loved photography, and that's what we all just understood. We wanted to get a good shot. I keep looking at the screen and not the lens, sorry, it's just habit, because I can see it there and it's distracting me, and I must stop doing that. So here we go, here's my eye contact with my stupidly big lashes on. Hello, here's a few raw files from the D3 diaries for you. Just this beautiful morning, and just capturing the shadows was absolutely amazing. I love this shot. There's just something really beautiful about just getting lost with your camera, isn't there? Do any of you guys ever have the opportunity to do that? Just go somewhere that you don't know, somewhere completely different, and just wander around and just be inspired and just go with the flow and see what you can find. I absolutely loved this morning. It was one of my favourite parts of the D3 diaries. Hey, so we had a great shoot wearing this, only this. What I learnt was I particularly loved, and we probably could have shot this all around the villa in different spots, but you know, I didn't want to overstep the mark with Adam. He's been so good taking my picture. Anyway, I set it up to begin with and just used self-timer to do most of the shots, and then I got everything how I wanted it, and then I just asked Adam to take some shots on burst mode, and then I could just move around and relax a little more. So I got most of it all sorted, and what I loved was that the biscuit colour of this is a very similar colour to the walls in the villa, inside and out, so it all kind of just blended in really beautifully. And I wanted to wait until I had a little bit of colour to my skin to wear this, because I think the tan against this looks really good, but also because it's a similar colour to a skin tone, like tonally it just all blends really nicely. It doesn't disturb the flow of the eye, like if you've got like a black bra or something white you're wearing, and your eye sort of goes down the lines of the skin and the shape of the body, and then clothes can sometimes like stop the flow of the eye, if you know what I mean, as they're going around the image. So what was beautiful about this was it didn't do that. It actually helps the flow of the eye around the image. And you know, sometimes, like when I was shooting my auntie and you saw the pictures earlier on in the D3 diaries, and I asked her to take her top off, and that was because her clothing was just, you got down to her clothing and then the eye stopped. Was when she took her top off, it just helped that flow round, if you see what I mean. So that was really cool. So tonally and colour-wise, it all blended really well. My eyelashes probably look really massive and silly, but the thing is about when you're back further away, it's okay, because you can just look to the side and big eyelashes like this can just finish it off. If we were doing this shoot and really trying to get it perfect, you know, you would definitely have like someone on hair and makeup and stuff. That's the biggest thing for me, is I don't feel confident at the moment because my hair really needs something, a cut, something, or styling for these shots. So if you don't feel confident in the way that you look, obviously that's going to come across in the photos, and I can see the tension in my face in all the shots that we've done while we've been away. And you know, a lot of that, I think some people anyway just naturally hold tension in their face, but you know, a lot of it is self-conscious. So if you know that your hair looks great, honestly, it's something about the hair. When you know that your hair looks good, it is something changes in a model when they've got confidence in the way that they look. And hair and makeup is such a massive big part of that. So it's almost like we've kind of done it 75%, but if we had hair and makeup on this shoot, it could be a whole different ball game. And of course a photographer like Adam's done amazingly, and he's been so patient, because as soon as I walked into this villa, I was like, oh, those curtains, and I just wanted to do all this stuff. And I've done most of it myself with the self-timer, but you really need that vibe between the model and the photographer, and that energy, and you know, the vision of one person is great, but the other person might go, oh yeah, let's try over here, you know, and then you'll just move around the villa and you'd move into different spots and they'd be in control of the exposure. Whereas when you're shooting yourself, you're in charge of everything. I've said this before. So you're trying to focus on attention to detail in the shot, the exposure, the clothing, your hair, your makeup, everything, you know, and it's not as easy to get the perfect shot. But what I like about it is that you've got all those shots, you're in complete control, you can delete all the ones you hate, and you know, you only need one decent shot, and then that's a great thing to add to your portfolio. So just one shot in the pool would be great, one shot sitting on the chair, and then one outside leaning against the wall. And that's the other thing, is what I wanted to say, is I think for me, certainly, I love a sexy shot, but it has to be classy. And I've really learnt today, like I've been shooting Adam on the hill in infrared, and I've absolutely loved photographing him, because Adam has this way of just standing and looking, I don't know, he's just got a really good like physique when he stands, and it just looks really natural, but like a strong posture. Whereas, and this is what I've learned today, so when we did those shots and I was looking back through them, I said to him, there's such an art in posing but without looking like you're posing. And I've really noticed, as I was looking back through those photos of me outside leaning against the wall with this, only this, I love Titanic, that the ones that look like I'm posing, I'm just not comfortable with them, where they look too posy, you know. But there was a few shots where I just leant into it and relaxed a little bit, and it doesn't look like I'm posing. And I think there's something a lot more classy about that. I think that any shots where you're not wearing much, it's really nice if it's got that elegant, just, it needs to have that elegance for me. And there's a bit of a fine line sometimes, as there was today. So really looking forward to editing these, absolutely can't wait. I've got so many great shots, and all different genres, you know, from all different subjects, you know, from shooting the mountains to the beach and the pool in infrared, and then me, and then Adam. It's going to be so much fun editing all these shots. Cannot wait. Hope you'll stay with me. See you soon. Bye.